Lying and peddling robotic tripe are what the Labour MPs all have in common. Yes, another day and another interview of them being called out for their lies. Today, we have a Labour MP grilled by a presenter as she peddles the usual robotic tripe after being caught out. Today's video, we will watch and react whilst also going over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and we couldn't have done it without you. Thank you for your incredible support. To celebrate, we're giving away £1,000 to 10 lucky winners, £100 each. Here's how to enter. Subscribe to our channel. Like this post. Drop your postcode in the comments. Once we hit 10,000 subscribers, we'll randomly select the winners. Don't miss your chance to be part of the £1,000 giveaway. Start now, and it could be you.
Decided was that the kind of compensation that the Parliamentary Ombudsman was proposing, which would have amounted to £10 billion, was not proportionate to their findings in that particular instance. Of course, the real challenge that many of the WASPI women and where the WASPI campaign really came from was George Osborne's decision in 2011 to massively accelerate.
Before we dump on the Tories,
and the Ombudsman wasn't looking at that. I'm just saying that the Ombudsman wasn't looking at that particular issue. That's already been looked at.
You are in government now. You are in government now. You put your name when you're in opposition to a Commons motion supporting this campaign. Many of your colleagues were out on the demos supporting them. You knew what the numbers were. Why didn't you tell the women at that point that you weren't going to be able to find the £10 billion?
Well, of course, this report was actually published in March this year, just before the general election. We didn't have a commitment in our manifesto.
But you knew what the scale of it
at all, or in this report. Well, look, as I say, I was an MP, actually I wasn't an MP, but I was working in Parliament in 2011 when George Osborne made this big decision to really accelerate bringing forward the pension age for women, which is what really gave rise to this whole campaign. And the Labour Party in Parliament at that time, we put down amendments. We opposed that at the time. That issue was looked at separately.
You went against George Osborne's equalising the pension age at all.
We thought that we absolutely raised concerns at that time about bringing that forward so quickly, and obviously that was the thing that caused the campaign, if you like, and the sense of injustice. What we were having to look at
what the problem
today
here
as
is.
a government. No, hang on a minute. As a government today, what we were having to look at was this particular report that was looking at whether there was sufficient communication back in 2004, and we accepted that. That's why we apologised.
What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. In other news, pensioners are facing waits of more than 100 days to receive their winter fuel payments, following changes to the benefit system announced by the Labour government earlier this year. An investigation has uncovered dozens of cases where elderly people are waiting over 3 months for the vital payment, with many unlikely to receive funds until 2025. The delays stem from reforms announced in July that made the winter fuel payment available only to those receiving pension credit, rather than all state pensioners. The Department for Work and Pensions has seen pension credit claims surge to 150,000 in the 16 weeks since the announcement, compared to 61,200 in the previous period. By mid-November, there were 91,500 outstanding claims waiting to be processed by the DWP. The average waiting time for the benefit has now reached 65 working days, which is 15 days longer than the department's target of 50 days. This target had already been extended from 30 days following Labour's changes to the system. The DWP has brought in around 500 additional staff to help process claims more quickly. Caroline Abrahams from Age UK said the benefit system was never designed to cope with such an upsurge in demand, and the Treasury should have factored that in before pressing ahead with their ill-fated reform. Welfare advisors from several organisations have reported these long waiting times have become a serious issue. Christopher Hewitt, 69, from Norfolk, has been waiting over 120 days for a decision on his pension credit claim after applying immediately following the announcement of changes. Despite being told he would receive a response by October, Hewitt has heard nothing, despite contacting advisors. To be honest, it's a bit tight as things are at the moment, he told The Independent. I've had several falls recently, and I had a big one a few weeks ago and ended up with fractured vertebrae, ribs, and pelvis. Hewitt and his wife have moved in with his daughter, a single mother, while he recovers from his injuries. He had factored in the winter fuel payment to help cover heating bills. Following intervention by The Independent, his claim has now been placed on the DWP's priority list. Mary Cavall, 69, has also faced lengthy delays after applying for pension credit in September following advice from her local council. Despite being told she would hear back by November, Cavall received no update. Adding to her frustration, she later received another letter from the DWP advising her to apply for pension credit, something she had already done. There's just so much inefficiency and waste, Miss Cavall said. She expressed concerns about heating costs. I try to be as frugal as possible with heating, lighting, water, all the basic utilities. But how am I going to keep warm if I'm not going to have the heating on above half an hour in the morning and an hour or two at night? The DWP has now placed her claim on a priority list. Political figures have strongly criticised the delays in processing winter fuel payments. Tory Shadow Work and Pension Secretary Helen Waitley said it beggars belief that Labour are making some of the country's poorest pensioners wait until spring to get help with the cost of heating this winter. Liberal Democrat Work and Pension spokesperson Steve Darling said, first, the government slashes winter fuel support for vulnerable pensioners, then they keep people worried for months at a time as they wait for the result of their application. Simply put, it's unacceptable. He called on the government to listen to public outcry and climb down from their misguided winter fuel cut. Outrage over the winter fuel payment cut comes amid Labour's decision to not award compensation to women impacted by historic changes to the state pension age, despite the Parliament and Health Service Ombudsman's report recommending a payout of up to £3,000 for women against state pension inequality. Women will not receive any recompense. A government spokesperson defended their handling of the situation, stating, over 1 million pensioners will still receive the winter fuel payment, and our drive to boost pension credit take-up has seen applications more than double, with over 40,000 more pensioners now receiving it. According to the government, allowance claims processing had improved, with a 51% increase in the number of cleared claims since the Chancellor's announcement. The spokesperson added that additional support was available. Many others will also benefit from the £150 warm home discount and cold weather payments this winter, while our extension of the Household Support Fund will help with the cost of food, heating, and bills. The deadline to apply for pension credit in order to access backdated winter fuel payments was yesterday, December 21st. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content.